I just finished a poem and I decided, you know what? Let me do something extra. So let me read a story. Ifopi. Whoa. My sister. Ifopi. Whoa. Story time. If I Igbo person, I don't know if your parents told you Igbo stories. So let me read one. The Tale of Proud Akwaeke. It's an Igbo folklore of beauty, deception, and humility. I made it a bit dramatic though. I wanted to envision it better, so I added dialogue. It's just a story, just an oral story, like Tales by Moonlight kind of story. But I'm trying to bring it to vision. In the village of Umunechi, there lived Akwaeke, a woman of marvelous beauty. So dazzling was her appearance that her father's compound never saw a day without suitors, each bearing gifts and promises. Yet, no matter how many men came to woo her, Akwaeke dismissed them all. Her reason? None of them, she declared, was handsome enough to match her beauty. Her parents, tired of her endless rejections, warned her sternly, "Akwaeke, beauty fades. If you don't choose wisely, you will wither into an old maiden." But Akwaeke was stubborn. "I will not settle for less," she replied, her chin held high. "I will not settle for less." One sunny afternoon, while playing with her friends, Akwaeke painted a vivid picture of the man she would marry. She spoke of his height, broad shoulders, a perfect jawline, and every other physical perfection she could imagine. Her friends clapped and laughed, amazed at her high standards. Unbeknownst to them, a spirit overheard their chatter. The spirit, intrigued by Akwaeke's beauty and audacity, decided he would marry her. But as a spirit without a human form, he needed help. He journeyed to the spirit realm and borrowed body parts, an arm from a one-armed spirit, an eye from another, a leg from yet another, until he had assembled a strikingly handsome body. With his new form, he set out to Umunechi. When the spirit arrived at Akwaeke's home, her parents were immediately suspicious of him. This stranger had come alone, without family or kinsmen to vouch for him. A grave deviation from tradition. He offered extravagant gifts and claimed to hail from a faraway land no one had ever heard of. "We cannot accept these gifts," her father declared. But when Akwaeke saw him, her heart leaped. Oh, he was everything she had ever dreamed of and more. "He is the one I will marry," she announced. Shouting her dream man. "No, Akwaeke," her mother pleaded. "We don't know him. He could be dangerous." "I will harm myself if you refuse me this man," she screamed. Fearing the worst, her parents reluctantly agreed to the union. And on the wedding day, Akwaeke left with her new husband, her heart brimming with pride. Aww. A rich, fine man that nobody knows about. For days they traveled, and with each passing moment, Akwaeke grew weary. Finally, they arrived at a strange, eerie place. It was unlike any village Akwaeke had ever seen or been to. Her unease turned into horror as her husband began dismembering himself. Piece by piece, he returned the... Yeah, my background voice. I have an audience here. Yeah, so piece by piece, he returned the borrowed body. He returned the borrowed body parts to the spirit who had lent them. What remained was a grotesque, otherworldly figure. Akwaeke realized she had been deceived. She was trapped in the land of the spirits, far from home, with a husband who was no longer the man of her dreams. She tried to escape, but the spirit world was impenetrable. Her days turned to torment. Unable to eat the spirit food and mistreated by her monstrous husband, Akwaeke wasted away, her beauty fading with each tear she shed. Back in Umunechi, Akwaeke's parents grew anxious. The lavish gifts their son-in-law had brought began to disappear. or rot one after the other, leaving behind nothing but dread. Desperate, they consulted the seer who confirmed their fears. Akwaeke was trapped in the spirit world. Her father, heartbroken, made a public plea. Whoever can bring my daughter back will be richly rewarded. A palm wine tapper stepped forward. With courage and cunning acts, he ventured into the spirit world and rescued Akwaeke. When she returned, she was unrecognizable, lean, frail, and humbled. Her father kept his promise, rewarding the palm wine tapper generously. As was custom, he gave Akwaeke to him as his wife. Akwaeke did not resist this time around. Her pride was shattered. She was ashamed of the story that has spread throughout this village. Once the most beautiful woman in Umunechi, she now lived a quiet life with her humble, hardworking husband. At least the husband was hardworking. I mean, he treated her well. It's not easy to go and rescue woman from spirit realm. So, and also her father gifted him, so it's not like a pauper. They still have the gifts from her parents. So in the pyramid of classism in Igbo folk tales, palm wine tappers were often seen at the bottom of the pyramids. So, I mean, that's why. Why were palm wine tappers always considered very poor? I mean, it doesn't cost much to be a palm wine tapper. Just buy a rope and calabash and climb tree and then harvest palm wine and then you come and sell to people. But yeah, they're often seen at the bottom of the hierarchy. So, moral lessons that we learn from this tale teaches us that pride comes before a fall and that all that glitters is not gold. Beauty and physical attributes can be deceiving. However, using Gen Z analysis and feminism lenses to look at this story, let's criticize it. It is impossible to ignore the darker undertones of stories like this. For generations, such tales have been used to manipulate young girls, convincing them that their choices were invalid and that their parents always knew best. It could have also been a tool to coerce girls into early arranged marriages under the guise of humility and obedience. So what do you think? Is it a cautionary tale or a means of control? I'd like to hear from you. Thank you for staying with me first storytelling video. Bye.